Bon voyage, David Hartman, owner of Fantastic Endeavors Travel Agency. Welcome to my Norwegian Prima cruise review. That's right, the newest ship from Norwegian Cruise Line. We sailed on the Miami inaugural just this week, November 14th to 17th, 2022, a midweek three-night inaugural. In this show, I'm going to review the amenities, all the great things about it, the recreation, the entertainment, the dining. We'll touch on that. And the staterooms, but not all the major staterooms. Stay tuned why. And I'm going to discuss the good, the great, and the ugly. Not my most impressive ship review coming up and not my most impressive inaugural. Stay tuned to hear why, and stay tuned at the end for tips how to book this wonderful cruise ships. Even though I have some negative feedback about it, doesn't mean this ship is not for you. If you're new to my show, we're all about luxury travel and inspirational travel. I do these shows to educate my audience, to inspire you on your next bucket list trip. And please like and share this wherever you're watching it, and comment and subscribe to my Fantastic Endeavors YouTube channel. We're streaming live right now. All my shows are on archive. Please leave a question or comment during the show and I'll answer it while we're live. If not, I'll go back during recording. So I took the Prima, new class of ship. It is a different layout. It is a new one of 6. It's a completely different build than the Encore, than the Bliss, than the Breakaway Plus class. This is a brand new ship, not a new cruise line. Norwegian's been around for 55 years, but you would think you're on a hybrid of cruise lines because it's inspired by the luxury of their sister lines. Their parent company owns Regent, Seven Seas Cruises, and some other smaller lines, and they wanted to bring those kind of types of luxury into the bigger ships. It is a mega ship, and to me, it was inspired by Celebrity. It does fall short in my mind, as I'll talk about, but inspired by Celebrity's newest ships, this kind of modern luxury feel, but also catering to the X generation and the teenagers with their awesome recreation that they're known for. And also, to me, the new back design of this ship, they just completely copied MSC Seaside and the sister ship. Seashore was on last year. Check out that review. And also check out my Encore review on my YouTube channel. So it's kind of a hybrid, but to me, Norwegian's kind of losing their identity with this kind of like not quite copying a cruise line, but trying to be different. And we'll talk about that throughout the show, why parts of it are amazing, parts of it were like confusing, parts of it were complete letdown. It was a very different inaugural. As far as the ship goes, it is a mega ship, 142,500 gross tonnage. What is that a measure of? A measure of enclosed space. It's not how much it weighs. It does weigh a ton, obviously. It doesn't compare in class to Oasis class Royal Caribbean if you know cruising. That's 225,000 gross tons. And the newest ship, Icon, next year will be 250,000 gross tons. So not the biggest ship in the world, but a mega ship, very comfortable for long-term cruising. And she'll be sailing 7-night sailings, Western Caribbean coming up. And I'll talk about the itinerary she'll be doing in the end. And the capacity is about 3,200 to about 4,000 passengers. About 20 decks where we're sitting right now on the ship. And this top level, the observation level of this amazing 3-story racetrack. One of the biggest amenities, the recreation high point of the ship, is the Prima Speedway, which is very impressive. Highly recommend doing it multiple times while you sail on her. That's 20 decks right there, the top level. And again, about 3,200 to 4,000 passengers if all the berths are maxed out. So I want to go through different video clips. My show style is highlighting and commenting on different clips I took during the cruise. And I want to start out with some basic things that get you excited. Then I'll go through the different areas I talked about and review them. Then I'll have my comments about the good, the bad, good, the great, and the ugly at the end. The first thing I want to show you on video is right here where we are, the pool area and the 3-story Prima Speedway. Norwegian Prima, the 3-story racetrack. They're on level 3 lower, or level 1. Oh, caution! They're all stalled. What happened? So there's level 1. You start level 2, then go down and work your way up to level 3. That's what the viewing platform is. It's so cool. Coolest racetrack at sea. Woohoo! There's the main pool. The stern of the ship. Very impressive. How that differs, there are racetracks on their other ships. The Encore has a very impressive racetrack, but it's 2 stories, not as long a route. They heard guest feedback. So we love the racetrack. We want to race for a longer time. We want to go over more decks, hence this new hybrid racetrack, which I raced. I won my race, by the way, by 2 full seconds, my heat, and raced that at night, which was very cool. It's an impressive racetrack. Definitely worth doing. Definitely a highlight is the recreation on this ship. Next up, as we move along, I'm focusing on the highlights, the things that get you excited about this ship beyond the recreation, the main pool area in the racetrack, Prima Speedway, is, oh, what a spa. Spa and cruising became a big thing about 20 years ago when I first got in the industry, first started cruising regularly and became a cruise planner travel agent. Now I'm independent. In 2007, spas were just becoming a big thing in cruising. Now the new ships are dedicating serious real estate to spas and taken away from other areas of the ship. And the Mandura Spa is a brand that they license to follow certain protocols and certain quality. And this Mandura Spa is huge. So I got a couple different videos to show you because the spa is so huge and impressive. So you get you excited on a ship like this. So here is the Mandura Spa area, the waterfall wall, which is super impressive.
Norwegian Prima, the spa room. Ooh. You hang out here for a few hours on your day at sea. So cool.
So that and the spa is when you walk in, when you first get welcomed, the welcome area is on, I think, deck 15, and then it goes up to 16 was the main entrance. I think that it goes back and forth. The main entrance is where the fitness center is, and then there is a walk downstairs. Yeah, so 16 main entrance, 15. That's what you see. Like, wow, obviously you'll be attracted to buying a spa package if you see that, and you actually can sit in that pool as part of your cool down in their multi-tier spa treatments they have. Now, when you do spa treatments, you could get just a day package and chill in the spa, or you could do all a treatment package, which includes a whole half day or day of things. And they have obviously a relaxation area, and that's a trend nowadays. Is in the front of the ship, the spas are. They have this amazing atrium-looking relaxation area. It's more like an observation lounge. And here's the one for the Mandura Spa on the Prima, which is pretty slick.
Here on Norwegian Prima, in the spa experience. After your treatment, here's where you come chill. A beautiful view off the bow. We're on deck 15, right below the fitness center, Pulse Fitness Center. Plenty of healthy living seating in here for you to enjoy. Huge spa, 2 stories, tons of treatment rooms, barbershop, salon, med spa, and some seats with a view.
Very cool place to chill and hang out. Beautiful. We got to go in the morning of our first day at sea, and before anyone actually arrived, we were allowed to explore and take some videos and pictures. Really enjoyed that. And my friend Bonnie got a day pass while I was off working, taking videos of the ship. Very cool area. There are some little issues there. We know some things were broken, some things weren't working, which is amazing because this inaugural is like the 5th inaugural and the ship starts sailing in August. Some things I'll talk about at the end were the downside of this ship. One last brief little video on the spa because these rooms are so cool. These are called the journey rooms, the experience rooms, not just sauna, but different types of saunas and salt rooms and ice rooms. That's why, because we're beyond just a sauna, guys. If you're in the spa, it goes well beyond the old just heat. There's steam. There's all sorts of ways to kind of treat the body. And these are the examples of the Mandura Spa and Norwegian Prima, their journey rooms.
Norwegian Prima, the spa journey, all your sorts of rooms. When you treat, first you got ice baby, and the hallway of spa rooms. You got the infrared spa. Ooh, using infrared heat. And then the salt room, those are all those big salt blocks. Big room, healthy for you. On going down the hallway, there's more. We have two types of traditional saunas. The Finnish sauna with different rocks, and your charcoal sauna. Hello, that's me. Hard to see the reflection, very dark, very therapeutic. Room full of charcoal. And Finnish is your typical kind of wood sauna. And then a steam room. Pretty cool hallway. Spas are the biggest thing on cruise ships right now. This 2-decker place is huge. And then you exit into the main area, the cool pool area. Check out that wall. Wow. Spend some time here during your day at sea.
It shows you that cruising is now becoming a spa destination. These spas now rival the canyon ranches, Madeira spas around the world that are in the areas like Sedona, Arizona, Jackson Hole, Wyoming. It's absolutely impressive. And I think Celebrity Edge, when we were on there, was a little bit close, smaller rooms, but to have that many rooms for different styles of treatments, your salt rooms, your different types of saunas, your steam, your ice, unbelievable. Definitely a reason to book this ship is their impressive Madeira spa. Next up, another highlight, but also disappointment because Norwegian is known for entertainment. I was quoting in the Miami Herald when I did the Epic inaugural Norwegian Epic when they first went their first new class of ship, which didn't really last too long, one ship. And then I've been on every inaugural since, and the entertainment was always top notch wherever you went on the ship. Well, not so on this ship. And it was, some of it was high, some of it was middle, some of it was not good at all, which was disappointing. So in the entertainment, there are three main shows. We got to see two. One wasn't happening. Don't know why. There's Noises, which is a new concept made by the Choir of Man, one of the best plays I've ever seen anywhere. I saw it on the Encore inaugural, Norwegian Encore in 2019, exactly 3 years ago. The Donna Summer musical, which is phenomenal. Go see it wherever you can. It's still playing some places, going on another nationwide tour. Donna Summer was kind of the disco queen, but also hit the 80s when I was an MTV person growing up. My mom loved Donna Summer. It is a fantastic, well-produced musical, the way Norwegian presents it. Price is Right is a daytime show based on the real show, and it's actually live Price is Right, and that is happening during the day at sea, cruise days, but didn't happen during our cruise. I can't comment. I heard it's pretty cool. Noises was mediocre at best, even though the Choir Man I loved. I don't know where these people were going. I don't understand the demographic they were going for. It's like Hamilton met adolescents gone wrong. Some of the people may like this. Put a comment in the chat. I didn't care for it. I hope they revamp it or replace it soon. Thankfully, the marquee show, Donna Summer, fits that ship, fits that mold, fits this awesome theater they have that is retractable and very movable. It looks kind of funny when you're in it. It is a little bit smaller because of the way it's configured than a normal cruise ship theater, but it does work for what they're trying to do. There are 3 different levels, 6, 7, and 8. 8's a tiny top level, a little bit of a mezzanine, and then a big first level, obviously. And the Donna Summer musical saw the whole thing, hour and a half. They could shorten that down a little bit. That's my only criticism, but it's phenomenal. It's an established musical since 2017. Other entertainment on board, not in the main theater, is Sid's Poorhouse. That's the new replacement to the previous microbrew bars they had on board the ship since the breakaway class started. And then the improv comedy, the comedians on this cruise line were good, not great. I don't know. They just were okay. Comedians are hit or miss on any cruise line. I get that. It's tough to get good ones that are consistent. It's tough to keep them. The Sid's Poorhouse band was phenomenal, but then they put a DJ in there. It is not a dance area. It's no dance floor. No one knew what to do. Like, you can't go on the stage. I don't know what they're doing. Put a DJ in there. Just keep live bands in there. It has a stage when you walk in that takes up the whole place. But both these areas are small. And here's my one big critique of this cruise line. They reconfigure this ship to make more open spaces for things and make more room for the spa, more room for a racetrack, more room for haven suites, but took away from key social areas, including no dedicated club, including no dedicated nightclub. Are you kidding me? And they plan to use the theater as the nightclub, which is great if the retractable seats aren't having an issue or if they're not doing rehearsal that night. But we actually had something I'm going to show you next at Disco Land 45 minutes. Most of the night timers piled into the theater. They pulled the seats back. You're going to see in a minute. And for 45 minutes, they go, okay, great. Head off to the Improv and Sid's Poorhouse, which maybe have a capacity of 150 people each. And we had like maybe 1,000 people in the theater dancing. I don't get it. I don't think it's going to work long term. They have to rethink about how they're going to use their nighttime spaces. The atrium acts were mediocre at best, very disappointing, not up to Norwegian cloth, nowhere. My first cruise on the Epic, I remember seeing this balding guy in a suit jamming on guitar going, he's making that noise? I'm like, oh my God, he can play anywhere. Not that feeling on this ship. Don't know what happened there. Don't know what happened to the entertainment hiring, but it really fell off on this cruise. So overall, my review of the entertainment is going to be good because the downsides of the venues, lack of consistency, and lack of nightclub really bring down the overall rating. But I'll give you a preview of how you're going to celebrate your nighttime clubbing. Here it is. Disco Wonderlands is one example of what's happening on the Prima at night. In the theater of all places, and now the new nightclub. Go figure.
Over in the Improv Lounge in St. Norman's, I want to see you booging and shaking all through the night. But for now, it's good night and God bless. But I hope to see you next time. Oh,
Norwegian Prima, Disco Wonderland.
love ya.
Disco, baby. And then they do a great transition. I'm not going to spoil it, but basically the late Donna show, they transitioned into the club pretty quickly. We didn't get into Winter 6. It was super late at night, our last night. But definitely take advantage of that and take advantage of what's offered. Be forewarned, there are certain nights they can't use the theater as the club for whatever reason, and you're stuck trying to find somewhere to hang on the ship. Our cruise was not normal being inaugural. They had a nighttime pool venue. I don't have video of, but it was really cool. Some Latino musicians, because we're in Miami. They didn't have that the night the disco ended early in the club. Why not? Because we had too many people trying to cram into two small venues, the Improv and Sid's Poorhouse. Thank you, my man Mark Landers, who's watching out there. Thank you for the comments. Rachel Watsagara says, hello, Dave. Good interlude because Mark gave me a transition. He goes, how was the beer selection of the Poorhouse? Now I'm going to my dining review, going from my club and entertainment review to my dining review. All the venues had great selections and different beer selections. The main beer on board is Stella. And there is also, I had some other Bahamian beers on board. And, they have a Hogarten was one I found at a downstairs bar. So it does change, Mark, and the beer garden, the Poorhouse actually had a really good beer selection, which they've been known for since, I think, Norwegian Getaway when it came to Miami. So see some other comments out there. Yeah, well, listen, location's all about using a travel agent. Why do you use a travel agent? Because you don't want to be put above a club. Now, we didn't have a choice on an inaugural cruise. Again, it was not a normal cruise. The reason I do a review, it was a free cruise, but no one paid for this cruise. They do these to break in the ship and to experience it to VIPs, travel agents, and to media out there. I actually read a review today, glowing review of the layout. I just completely disagree, and I'll talk about that at the end. But yeah, of course it's going to be loud above the club because it's a loud club, and that's true of every ship. So thinking of Mark of the Poorhouse and the beer selection, thank you, Mark, for the interlude. Let's talk about the dining on the ship. My dining review. We did experience numerous venues in the ship because, I'm not a big eater. Private joke. And of the reviews, I'm going to talk about Nama Sushi is one of the many specialty restaurants on board. But due to crowding and VIPs on board and blah, 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 Norwegian employees, a long story, we only had a chance to experience one. They wouldn't even let us sneak in or pay for another, which was another disappointment of this weird inaugural we went on. The local is our go-to. Used to be called Oceans on the previous cruise lines, now called the local, the kind of re-theme of the Irish pub. It's even better now in my mind. Hudson's the main dining restaurant with complete glass enclosure. Beautiful. 3 meals a day there. Take advantage of that. Sit-down dining is available on any cruise ship. You don't have to eat the buffet at all if you plan your day right. Note to self. Commodore rooms, dinner only, downstairs by the Belvedere bar. Fantastic, fantastic environment. Indulge Food Hall is one of the best new concepts I've seen at sea. I'll talk about that when I show you the video. Surfside Cafe is their buffet. And Observation Lounge, we snacked one morning just to just sample. And then I actually ate there one morning to get off on the island, private island, Great Stirrup Cay, early. And it was a nice little continental breakfast. To go through each one briefly, because I want to do a separate show dining review, because there were so many restaurants on board. Even though I experienced them all, I have videos of almost all the venues just to show you guys what to look out for. And I did talk to a lot of people who ate at different restaurants. Sushi, Nami Sushi was fantastic. That is their rebranding of their typical sushi bar. It's not very big, so get reservations early. I'll talk about how to do that in the end. The Local, we ate there first. We ate there for breakfast last. What a great way to start in the cruise. Absolutely fantastic. It is basic pub food, but it's very good. It's very timely. And a fantastic drink selection, Mark. Another fantastic drink selection. Mark, not a lot of big beer selection on board outside of the poorhouse, but they do vary between the bars, except Stella is primarily most bars, and they have a nice bottle and can selection too. Then in Dole, a Commodore room was a good dinner, main dining hall. Not great. Good experience, decent staff, but I was a little disappointed because Norwegian's pretty good with their food. And Dole's food hall was fantastic. You'll see why I showed the video. The cafe, the buffets are getting cleaned up on cruise lines. They mix different stations. It's not a repeat of the same food for a mile-long buffet. They've actually made this buffet a little smaller because they have this big food hall now. And the observation lounge I talked about was a nice little continental breakfast. But what a view. Definitely a highlight of the cruise was their new observation lounge. Was a little quirky before where the bar was. Now they re-engineered it. And that is the one improvement I noticed layout-wise. And that in the Haven was the observation lounge. So let's talk more about Indulge Food Hall. What they did was they took some of their specialty dining restaurants, they faded out, and some new food truck style concepts. They put a one big food hall where everything is included. This is an included area except for two things. Starbucks and the entire ship is not included. Sorry, coffee lovers. It's an extra fee. Even for us on inaugural, supposedly a non-revenue cruise whenever I got denied paying money, except when I wanted to gamble or pay for a Starbucks or a higher than normal drink. And then Coco's is their beautiful little dessert bar. Only the mixed sundaes are extra. They have grab and go desserts, which you can grab. And there is free ice cream near Coco's. You don't have to pay them for a scoop of ice cream. Phenomenal. As you see this video I took before lunch open, you better get there early if you want to eat there because there's always a line at rush lunch hour. What a great concept. Just great made-to-order food right in front of you. That is included in your package. What a great diversity in the main dining rooms or nights you don't have specialty dining, which I highly recommend getting involved in. So here's a quick video right now of actually a very comprehensive video of Indulge Food Hall. So stay tuned with this. Pay attention closely to all the different food stations that are included. You'll recognize some from previous Norwegian ships that are now kind of downsized, but the food is still there. Really appreciate what they did with this food concept.
Concept for Norwegian here in the Prima, the Indulge Food Hall. Kind of a hybrid restaurant and buffet. Really cool. You know, little stations like the buffet does, but more of a restaurant feel. Getting ready for lunch. They had a light breakfast. And the big thing for all you dessert lovers out there, right off the outdoors, so you can take your food outside. Don't forget to wash your hands. The dessert station, Coco's. Must see. You gotta order a sundae in one of these glasses. We'll post some photos on Instagram of those. Bam. And these are just grab and go. You can just reach in right here. Grab your own German cake. Highly recommend it. Had it yesterday. They also have a noodle station. They got a bar in back. We'll circle around too. Some nice seating. A Texas Smokehouse. Oh, Texas Smokehouse is still around. No, it's just a little stand. It used to be a whole restaurant itself. Kind of squeezed it in here. I get it now. There's Luna Bar. Open up 7 a.m. this morning. Appreciate that. Indoor-outdoor bar. Have awesome Irish beer. Huge Starbucks. Little Seaside Rotisserie. So it's a whole kind of food court complex. Not a buffet. Different kind of concepts they've had in the past or new ones they built in. This guy's getting ready for lunch. Looks beautiful. This is the Garden. All right. Looks fresh and good.
Yeah.
All right. Love it. So I like this concept. It's different. It's new. It's refreshing. I mean, the buffets are getting better, but this goes beyond any buffet I've seen. And then, of course, you get in the smokehouse. Got some tapas right next to the smokehouse. Got the Mexican, Latin Quarter, and then Luna Bar, indoor, outdoor. They have a great beer on tap, a dark stout and an Irish gold. I highly recommend. And then you can take your food or big dessert from Coco's and not just sit inside, but you can come out back and then enjoy the stern and get a cocktail in the back bar, which I may do right now. It's morning, but it's 5 o'clock somewhere. Really nice part of the ship. Very impressed. I've already had dessert here once. We'll be eating here for lunch today. Highly recommend it. The Indulge Food Hall. Check it out.
Excellent venue. I ate there a couple times. I had the garden salad one day as a kind of like in between area. There's always food in this ship, and this opens about 11 o'clock. It's open throughout the afternoon into the evening. Then we actually had dinner there one night at the Seaside Rotisserie, which was fantastic. Had amazing lamb chops and amazing duck. Ooh, very, very, very good. Made fresh right in front of you. Love this concept. Definitely a high point of this new class of ships that they really need to focus on. Maybe redo that as they refurbish some of their older ships. Of course, Norwegian, what they're known for is specialty restaurants. They started the free dining concepts, but which is kind of counterintuitive because freestyle dining, especially dining, you need reservations, which takes away from freestyle. But their main dining rooms never require reservation. That's where the concept came from. They built the whole cruise type promotions on it. Especially dining, you definitely need to get this dining package and take advantage of all the restaurants on board. Start the reservations early. I'm not going to go into a full dining review on all the restaurants, but I did check out La Bistro. That's a concept that's been around forever as their French restaurant on board. I dined at La Bistro a few different times in Norwegian Sky when I was doing groups on that 9 years ago, and every ship since then has had a La Bistro specialty French restaurant. It's always been phenomenal. But the way they re-engineered the decor of this restaurant, again, I didn't eat there or sample the food, but check out the decor of La Bistro. Just give you a sample of how they re-engineered and brought in even refurbished old brands and even brought in new brands on the Norwegian Prima.
Norwegian Prima, La Bistro, reinvented. This specialty restaurant has been around for years. I ate on the Norwegian Sky over 9 years ago. It's on every one of their ships, I believe. But this one, it just stands out like, wow. Look at those chandeliers at eye level. So this is a 4-fee restaurant. When you book the Prima through a travel agency like myself, you can book a dining package, then make reservations in advance. Not a lot of seating, but on a 7-night cruise, there's always availability. Love all those wine coolers too. Wine chillers. Very impressive. Love the redo. La Bistro, French restaurant.
Very impressive. Love this chandeliers at eye level. That's a great kind of French, really design tradition. Wonderful, wonderful redesign of that restaurant. And also other restaurants, give you a preview of my dining show I'll do later on, probably after Thanksgiving. They replaced La Cucina. La Cucina, a long-term popular one. They have a new concept Italian restaurant. They have a new seafood restaurant at Place Ocean Blue called Palomar. And Los Cabos is this new high-end Mexican. Before they had kind of a takeout Mexican, quick service Mexican. Now they have a fine dining Mexican restaurant. All specialty restaurants, all additional fee. Just know that there's some are a one-time charge and some are paid by you go. Sushi's pay as you go, and there's different flexibility there. So when you book the cruise, pay attention, book those in advance. I'll talk more about my tips at the end, how to do that correctly. Let's move on to recreation. Recreation, yes. This is what Norwegian's known for. And yes, the Prima does come through on recreation. The new area behind me, the stadium, is the kind of middle deck with all sorts of new experience. Pickleball, the world's fastest growing sport in America. And beer pong tables, new slides that go on the outside. So they have dry slides, and then the new water slide in the middle of the ship. Darts, mini golf, but funhouse mini golf. You'll see a little teaser right here and a cool bar right just behind me on that second deck there, which is fantastic. It's actually in the back of the ship. Really great re-engineering of the Encore Speedway. They really made it a better area for recreation. And as always, Norwegian did come through with this ship on the Encore. So first off, we'll do a little tour. The Speedway bar in the back of the ship overlooking a pool area. looking down actually over the Vibe Lounge we'll talk about onto the stadium gaming area. Very cool place to hang out.
Prima overlooking the Vibe and Beach Bar. Highly recommend paying for that section if you're staying on board. It's worth the upgrade. Right adjacent to the Haven. Haven, you have to pay for a suite there yourself, which I highly recommend of all those things. There's a Speedway bar. I want to show you their new gaming area called the Stadium. New concept on Norwegian ships, right below one of the ramps for the racetrack. There's the Rush, the easier of the dry slides. That one you can actually rush 2x2. And the drop I'm doing next is the big one that is singular. And that one's a lot more intense, where the floor goes below you. All sorts of fun games in here. No drinks allowed, which doesn't make any sense. Here's the stadium. And all sorts of fun games going on. We have, of course, shuffleboard. The bar style one. Some kind of ping pong game in a barrel. Paddleboard. Paddleboard in a cage. How about that? It's like ultimate fighting paddleboard. And then we have foot soccer in a cage. How cool is that? Beer pong, which makes no sense, no drinks allowed. I think that's just for this cruise, by the way. Beer pong tables. How about that? And traditional ping pong. Don't go too hard or you'll be littering in the ocean. And the world's biggest foosball tables. And then what's cool is you play in the daytime, or actually even at night, and the track's going right behind you. I give you a little overview because I'm tall. Oh, there's the track. The racetrack. Norwegian Prima racetrack going on. Really cool section. Big part of their gaming section. They took out the basketball course. They were known for the ropes courses for years. Went beyond that to something that's really, really memorable of these games. And of course, here it is right now. We'll end this video with this. The check-in for the racetrack. Right there. And then beyond that, we'll show you next, is the 9-hole mini golf funhouse golf course. The new dart section, Bullseye. Check it out.
Absolute home run. Great recreation area. Norwegian has always been raising the bar. I mean, all the ships are. Royal Caribbean out there. MSC is doing an amazing job. Carnival. They're building coasters. They're building skydiving. But this is all one area. Very simple games that are different twists. And then that huge, huge racetrack is like just the level above, and 3 stories of basically 60 seconds on the racetrack or less. I did 54. Huh. Next up, I want to continue on that deck 18 on the app part of the ship. So that was the port side. Now on the starboard side is Bullseye and Tea Time Mini Golf, like Funhouse Golf. Check it out.
Norwegian Prima on the new gaming section. Different kind of mini golf, kind of like makeshift mini golf, like carnival mini golf. Pretty neat. Like being in a fun house playing mini golf under the sun there. And here's a brand new concept on a cruise ship, darts. A Tea Time Crazy Golf. And then we got Bullseye, which are these really nice, elaborate, like private party areas with electronic gaming. Check it out. Check out the screen. They're doing good. All right, they're rocking. They're professionals.
I'm the first base.
And it's awesome. And here's your sign up for mini golf. There's always a staff person, a crew member here to help you. They have all these little booths, real professional, but yet you're on the top deck, deck 17 or no 18 of the Prima. There's an empty one. And it could be during the daytime or evening. They come back after dinner and play some mini golf and play some darts. Pretty cool. This is like the definition of funhouse darts. Will help your golf game, but it's fun. That looks so crazy. Look at that.
We played the mini golf at night. It was so much fun. It's crazy. It's like Adam Sandler in his golf movie, Golf. Just Happy Gilmore. Fantastic. Recreation A+ on this ship. Again, I think some ships may have a more diversity of the high-level entertainment, but Norwegian does a great job with the mix of the kind of like the basic entertainment for free, and then the racetrack, which is phenomenal, and also free, by the way, with your cruise. Make sure you make multiple reservations for that. I also want to mention Vibe Beach Club. This is a big conversation. My Encore review got some post comments last year, even though 2 years later, we all talked about the Vibe, how this is worth the money. It was free to us just to walk into and check out when it wasn't booked for private parties like the rest of the ship. This is a must do if you're not in the Haven, because you want to get away, 18 and older, its own bar, its own chill environment. I did preview it on the first part of that first video, but now is a more in-depth video of just how cool this spot is on the Vibe Beach Club on the upper decks of the beach.
For inaugural cruise, we're here on deck 17 for the Vibe Beach Club. It's open for this cruise, just to let us check it out, but normally this is an upgrade. Highly recommend it. It's adults only, 18 and over. Has its own quiet atmosphere, its own bar, 2 large pool-looking jacuzzis, a lot of cool fun chairs to hang out with. Not a very big area. They don't sell a lot of spots to it. It sells out quickly. They do pre-book it now, so check it out when you check in online well in advance and book this. It's about $200 for a week per person, where you have access the whole entire time, unlimited pass. And it's fantastic. Vibe Beach Club. I highly recommend it. It's got a good vibe. The best part is adults only and quiet.
For those of you watching closely, notice the bar was closed, which is a shock to me, and so was Speedway Bar. Thankfully, inside that entrance is the buffet if you want a quick snack. Who doesn't love a quick snack on a cruise? And there's a little bar in the Seaside Cafe, the buffet. Thank God for that. Where were the bartenders? They were on the private island. It was a day at Great Stirrup Cay. Please know, when they're at Great Stirrup Cay, the bartenders go in the mornings. Not all the bars are open on the ship. So if you spend a half day on the island or don't go at all, note that not all the bars will be open, even on a normal sailing. That's just the way it is with Norwegian. Highly recommend it and book that package. I believe it's $200 for a week now. It's worth it. It's worth it to get away from the, this pool area, as you saw, is not very big. That's the trend these days, because they have different pools spread out on the ship. Note the hot tubs in the Vibe are hot. They're jacuzzis. The infinity pools that are pretty cool, you see in the photos throughout the ship on the sides to spread out the pool scene, those are just pool temp and a little cooler. Note that before you get in and freak out. And as always, shower before and after. My last kind of commentary before I get into a stateroom review, which will be very brief. I want to do a separate show about the staterooms, and I'll talk about what I saw and didn't see. The main atrium. This should be the most impressive part of the ship, but I'll let you judge for yourself.
Prima, David Hartman here. Here's what all happens. The hub, the atrium. Kind of modern-looking atrium, middle of the ship. Down here you have your duty-free shopping. Beautiful pottery artwork. Casinos right there through those hallways. And the Penrose Bar. And on a normal cruise, you get your cruise next, booking new cruises. Make sure you always give credit to the travel agent you use. And then upstairs is guest service and shore excursions. We got media relations going on for our inaugural. Let's head up the atrium stairs. And there's a view of the casino. Kind of hidden casino. I've been on a cruise for a couple days and just saw it for the first time this morning. They got a Starbucks. Then here's shore excursions. And if they're busy, just use these boards to book your excursions. Very user-friendly. Also have guest services up here to the right. Internet cafe. And there's your guest services. Any issues, talk with them, they'll straighten you out. Jewelry, more duty-free shopping. Staterooms that way. And looking down at the atrium. There's the hub of the ship where it all happens. Another level of bars. And then here is more duty-free shopping. Really nice modern feel ship. A little different atrium. Not the most impressive atrium, to be honest, but doesn't have to be. And they got a Starbucks. Woohoo!
I'm not a coffee drinker. I believe the Starbucks is the highlight of that atrium. I don't get it. I just don't. And Julie, if you're watching, you can comment. She's an experienced cruiser and a fellow colleague travel agent under my mentor. She started under my mentor, Tony Listambo. They lost me on that one. They just lost me. I mean, to go for be celebrity style inspiration or even like Regent, all the ships I've been in before wowed me, mostly because they had wow features right when you walked in. And this just fell short to me. I hung out there a lot because you have to hang out there a lot. You know, Bonnie wanted coffee. I wanted this and that. You know, there's a decent whiskey bar up top, which is pretty neat. But as far as the layout, the decor, the feel, it just lost me. I don't get it. It was easy to navigate. The stairs were pretty unique. But, I mean, MSC Seashore blew me away. A crystal staircase, champagne bars right overlooking the balcony, multiple bars on many levels. Go back and watch that review from November 20th when I did that inaugural. And watch how that video blows you away at the atrium. It wasn't just that. It was a lot of things about the ship that were just missing the mark in my mind. Now, I'm an experienced cruiser. I go on all the new ships that are launched, most of them, but on every Norwegian inaugural, so I'm a bit biased. But I was make a point at the end, doesn't mean you will enjoy the ship. I kept telling myself, well, I think my clients will enjoy it. Again, me and my experience biased. A little bit of a takeaway, but still overall an impressive ship. It just didn't impress me. That's my headline. I'm going to go to a brief statement review because I have so many videos that I do want to do a separate little kind of teaser show just about the staterooms. I do want to show those and talk about each one. They are good. They're part of my good category. They're impressive, but I only saw the basic staterooms. I probably put them in the great category if I saw the Haven suites. You hear that, Norwegian? You bring travelings board the ship, travelings on board the ship, yet you don't show us your best area you want us to sell for tens of thousands of dollars. What is wrong with the management of that company? Only VIPs and investors got to stay there. I did get a 10-minute tour of the Haven area, and that's the lounge, which is beautiful. It's now in the back of the ship, Julie. Imagine that. It's in the back of the ship. I didn't know that till a Coast Guard told me. You know why? Because I wasn't allowed in there for the first time ever. Are you kidding me? In MSC, I tour the yacht club wherever I go. Every cruise, I tour the suites. What are you thinking? So I have no idea what the suites are. I couldn't take any pictures during our tour, so I have nothing to show you guys. Sorry. Thank Norwegian. But the layout was beautiful. I saw the infinity pool. The restaurant is bigger. They put in the back of the ship because the front of the ship was encroaching upon the pool area on their breakaway ships, if you remember. And they finally have a way to bring back suites they took out for the Horizon Lounge and the Bliss, which was awesome. Remember that, Julie? We love the Horizon Lounge. Wow, what a disappointment. And I'll tell you at the end, my full review of this inaugural, if you want to call it that. It was more like, hey, come on board and don't experience our ship. But I do want to show you a few of the rooms I did see, which were impressive. The size, the layout, the decor were very impressive. I just have nothing from the Haven to show you at all, except memories of this beautiful lounge check-in area, infinity pool and back. And I do like what they did, put in the back of the ship and made a lot more suites all in one elevator. The Haven before would have some suites in the aft, which I had that experience on Celebrity for the retreat. You had to walk from the back to get to the Haven. Now it's all in one elevator, one private elevator that I was not allowed to go in but once. You know I'm bitter. So first off, since you're all hanging out, let's go show you my room. It's where I stayed, and it's a midship BA balcony. If you like midship, you like higher level, you book the BA standard balcony, but check out the size of this room. Usually I'm used to getting out of the bed and staring the wall in the front of the bed, but there's actually good space in between.
David Hartman on Norwegian Prima. Brand new Norwegian ship here, mid-November 2022. A category BA midship balcony. Standard size balcony. BA means it's midship, higher floor, deck 15. We are on the port side, facing Star Island, the port of Miami here. First Norwegian cruise since the Encore 3 years ago, almost to the day. The horns are out for the Vikings, Norwegian. Nice little balcony. Love the decor. Big refresh. This is a new class of ship. No more breakaway class, breakaway plus. Whole different design. There's our view. Miami Beach. And all the Star Island and Hibiscus Island.
Just a quick teaser. It's a longer video I showed during my full stateroom review. I'll do some more, between holidays because I have so much content about this ship, which parts of it are great, but parts of it are not. And I believe clients will love it. I'm just giving you my honest review of my opinion from my experience. I see, Julie, I'll talk about your comments in a minute. Julie agrees with me on the atrium. Thank you for watching, Julie. Julie, though, no more Horizon Lounge. Oh, our favorite is gone because being the back of the ship, they don't have that same observation deck. They do have a bigger sun decks and a bigger lounge area, though. So it's a give and a take. And overall, I like the move because, man, when they built the Haven bigger and bigger, it was encroaching to the pool area of the breakaway class big time. So next up, real quick, a different style of cabin. This is a real brief video of something Norwegian created with the Epic back in 2010, a single cabin. Because when you pay for a cruise, as of many groups I'm booking right now, I figured out, you got to pay double except for one tax, and that's tough on a pocket if you want to sail by itself. They make little studios, and I do like that this layout has been improved, the better design and the better bathroom setup. So this is a T1 studio, but guess what, Julie? The tower, the studio lounge was closed. It was full of crap they were giving out in the cabin, so I couldn't get a video of that. First time ever on a Norwegian ship that happened too. Again, many disappointments on this cruise.
Prima studio lounge, single passenger. Traveling on their own, very quaint space-wise, but really nice decor, and much improved bathroom setup over other studios I've seen on other ships. It's really cool. Suitable for one.
And that's the key. When you're going to see the layout, you're like, Dave, that's so small. One person, very affordable, and it's all on the same level or two with this lounge. So it's made for singles to meet up and maybe hook up. It is a cruise, you know. Last one I want to show you. I do have a suite. Oh my God. Yes, there are some suites that are not in the Haven, thankfully, that do not have Haven access, but they do have the size of a suite and the amenities of being club level. And when I show you my full review, probably about a 15, 20-minute show in the future, I do have some other club level suites. That's what they changed mini suites into. But this one is an SK forwards facing suite. And it does have multiple rooms for privacy for families or for multiple adults sailing together.
We have Norwegian category SA suite. Finally a suite get the tour. A separate bedroom, master bedroom, and its own balcony. Aft facing, I love that, own TV. A living room. The pull out sleeps 4. Pretty nice deck. This one's window only. You have to enter exit from the master. Look at that, it's a big party deck. Have some guests over. Really open area. And one bathroom. So it's kind of like a smaller suite, definitely not a mini suite, but it's a good sized suite. Very nice.
So that's going to be more affordable than a Haven suite because it doesn't have the Haven amenities, but the size is there, and that's what you're looking for. Again, more staterooms to show you. I got videos of everything I was allowed to tour except for the Haven, and I don't like showing other people's videos because it wasn't me taking them. Very important. How do you find your stateroom? Ships are complex, and this one more so. I have a good sense of direction. Usually about a day or so I can navigate a ship. This ship kept confusing me with the way they put the stairs versus the elevators and the decor matching everywhere you went. It was confusing, and we were on the starboard side, and we were, but watch this video I did for you guys in my last morning, very quiet at 5 a.m. before I took off the ship. This will help you navigate the Norwegian Prima, because it's very important to follow your navigational cues.
Navigational tip for Norwegian Prima. Ship's a little hard to navigate, very complex layout. Get off the elevator. It's a little symbol to tell you where you are. That little dot means we're on the forward elevator. There's a forward and kind of like a rear to midship elevator. And that means starboard side is the dark, port side, left side is the white. Port has the same letters as left. That's how you remember that. So we're starboard midship. That means we have to go to the right, starboard side. And then midship, well, which way is that? Well, check out these triangles. And the tip is a bow, that's forward. And the base is aft. So since we're forward, we're in midship, we have to go aft and follow the triangles backwards. If we were towards the bow, we'd follow the tips and go that way on the starboard side. Easy as that. On older ships, they're fish, so just follow the fish. Forward, the bow, tails for the aft.
Thank God for that little diagram with that dot. I needed that like every time off the elevator. And I have a great sense of navigation if you ever drove with me or dove with me underwater. And this ship had me confused. Normally stairs face midship, but on this ship, they face the ends and it's not consistent at times. Oof. But follow that little dot. Again, that dot faces the way the ship's going. So if that's the bow, you're going that way. Then left is the same letters as port, and then right is starboard. Off you go. Good luck when you're sailing her. It is worth sailing on her. Next, I definitely appreciate you guys hanging on. It's a longer show because I have so much to cover. And again, I'm going to have like 3 shows on this ship because I have so much content, so much stuff to talk about. I will now go into my review. So stay tuned next few minutes as I go into the good, the bad, the good, the great, and the ugly. The good. Let's talk about the good. The main dining was good. We ate breakfast in Hudson's, dinner in Commodore, and it's main dining. It should be a little better, honestly, for Norwegian. I thought it fell a little bit short. So, all right. Entertainment, unfortunately, the great was great with the Sid's Poorhouse Band and the Donna musical. Go see it wherever it is playing, anywhere in the country. And the way Norwegian's doing it is phenomenal. They're going to do a great time melding in that disco into the last show at night. Make sure to go to the late show. Make reservations early. Talk about that in my tips at the end. The staterooms are good. The layouts I showed you guys were pretty phenomenal. And the decor is very nice. A great refreshing of an existing design. I remember when the Epic came out, people hated the curved walls, but Europeans love them. I think Europeans are going to love this, not Americans. I don't know. The infinity pools, the get away from the small pool and the big pool area. That's the trend. That's how it's going, guys. It's just how it is. So they spread people out in these infinity pools on deck 8. Those were very, very good, very well designed. They just need more of them. The great, can't say enough about the spa. This ship is a spa destination. Keep that in mind, ladies. I do ladies groups for spa trips. It is fantastic. Check out, rewind the show at the beginning. I have 3 different videos. It was so impressive to me to see. And I've been on every spa there is, on every ship there is that I've been on. The Haven layout is phenomenal. I talked about that. I did tour the Haven for like 10 minutes, no pictures, no video. And the new layout after the ship, more suites, more people in the Haven. I do like that concept. And they expand the area by taking up area of the ship that probably wasn't needed before for recreation. And it is now a new Haven layout that I loved a lot. Rear infinity pool, that's gorgeous. Just Google it online, Norwegian Prima Haven, and check out some pictures because I have none to show you. The recreation to me was great. Obviously, you go back and watch the stadium tour. The Speedway lives up to its hype. It is awesome. They have a whole top deck for observation. You shoot guns at cars to make them get more speed. And they have a whole award area if you want to take part of that. It's pretty cool. And the observation lounge, I can show you a video here. We spend a lot of time in the observation lounge in the mornings. Great little continental breakfast, a bar in there. They reconfigured it. The old observation lounge was kind of crazy around the bar. This new one is a much better layout. Big improvement. Thank you very much, Norwegian, for that. Now here comes the ugly, and this is not something I'm used to covering on a cruise review, honestly. I gotta be honest with you. The layout of the ship does not make sense, and I'll go in some comments from other colleagues on right now. They agree watching the video. They haven't seen the ship yet. I don't get what you were doing. Why would you take away from venues where people go most at night to hang out just to give more space to common areas, which people hang out occasionally? European, celebrity inspired or region inspired, it doesn't make sense. Europeans may like it. Americans will not. I think so. The condition of the ship needs help. It's been sailing since August. There was obvious areas in the spa were broken. Obvious areas in the bathrooms that weren't working. A lot of things weren't working in the recreation area, weren't being used. I mean, every time we turn around, one of the dart areas wasn't working. I'm like, are you maintenance guys not on the ship yet? I mean, this is not the first cruise. She's been sailing since August out of Venice, and multiple cruises with customers, paying or not. And then the big downfall, no dedicated nightclub. Are you crazy? I mean, really? To think you're going to use the Disco Land theater with retractable bleacher style seats that could break down anytime, or maybe have a late night rehearsal as your dedicated nightclub. That's a marquee of all the cruise lines. Even Celebrity now has gone to dedicated nightclubs. And your other ships have impressive dedicated nightclubs. Why would you take that away? That is a marquee of cruising, is the late night club. And I think this is a big, big ugly on this one and a big takeaway. Overall, for me, judging other inaugurals, not judging you to cruise this ship, because you will have fun on this ship. And most of the stuff, going back, Dave's crazy. His experience is tainting him. Probably true. This was a cluster F of an inaugural. From the disorganization of arrival to the lack of communication prior. VIPs got notices about booking shore excursions on Great Stirrup Cay. We did not. I didn't have my eDocs to download to a product. What is this? This is not a new ship anymore. She's been sailing since August. Everything on board. No haven. One specialty dining. No ability to sneak in or pay for another. But I can't pay for an upscale drink or pay for a spa treatment. Made no sense to me. The repairs needed on board. The staff was pretty good. But the executive attitudes of our travel agent was a failure. A failure. And my sales rep, I love him, but I didn't even hear from the guy. He organized nothing for me and travel leaders, my consortium on board. So a complete disappointment of an inaugural, a cluster from start to finish. But thankfully, there's enough time for me to take footage of the ship to share with you guys, because you don't sail on this cruise. You sail on a full 7-night revenue sailing and have full amenities and full benefits. I did not, because it was an inaugural. So where's the Prima going? And again, after this review, why would I sail on her? You should sail on her. You should sail on her, but I wait 2023, get her kinks out. But she's doing Galveston home port. No idea why. And then in Texas, after a Port Canaveral winter, I would forego those winter sailings, let her get the bugs out. And then afterwards, she's going to Europe for a med cruise in New York City in the end of 2024. So that'll be rotating, obviously, med cruise in a little bit of winter and a little bit south and mixing it out up in the future. Stay tuned and contact me if you need help. My tip for the Prima, again, focus on the good and the great of this cruise and not the ugly, because those will be worked out, except for the nightclub thing, is book a Haven suite. The Haven's gorgeous. Private elevator now. You won't be in a back of a ship. You'll just be an elevator away to the Haven benefits. It starts at deck 10 to deck 16 of Haven suites, all in the aft now, after the ship. First time for a Norwegian ship to have a Haven in the aft. Pretty impressive. Or go standard balcony and book that Vibe upgrade. You don't need the Vibe if you're in the Haven, because you have the Haven, which is its own Vibe on steroids. A specialty dining package is a requirement. This ship has phenomenal dining experiences. You must experience them. And to try to do it on short notice, book the package. It's a value, and you can pre-book your dining reservations and make sure that you're guaranteed. Then work your magic by showing up early or showing up late for the reservations. It's work on this ship. It's no longer freestyle like it used to be, because there's so many restaurants you want to experience, but definitely check it out. And then book an Ocean Villa in Silver Cove, Great Stirrup Cay. Silver Cove is a new area they built before the Encore was released in 2019. I got the tour then, toured again this trip, had to work a little bit, but got a tour of it. And these things are phenomenal. The Beyond the Cabanas have been a Great Stirrup Cay for a while. And don't worry, I'm doing a full show. I got a full day of recorded footage on Great Stirrup Cay. A refresh for myself and others is coming, because it is a phenomenal private island that is holding up to its standards of tradition of Norwegian. That is coming probably after the holiday this weekend. I'll be away this weekend, so I won't be doing any shows. Not on cruising. But this is important. If I would go inside cabin and book an Ocean Villa, and one preview of this show coming up is anyone can book an Ocean Villa, and the people in the Haven have no priority. So if people in the Haven have no priority, that means it's available to anybody, and you can now book them in advance. To get in this area that's away from it all, there's a shuttle to it. It is very high-end, very cool, and it is fantastic. Stay tuned for my review, because I got full coverage of Silver Cove and the Ocean Villas coming up. If you guys want to book any Norwegian Cruise Line or any vacation worldwide, I am a full-service travel agent along with Bailey Barnes and Sue Mooney. Please contact me at 305-453-9208 at dave@bucketlistship.com. I am a cruise specialist. I've been on every major Norwegian cruise new ship since the Epic, and been on numerous other ships too. And I can help you plan your next vacation. I can help you focus on the good and the great of this cruise ship. Thank you guys for watching. Extra long review show today. Made it to an hour. I do want to cover some comments before I go. Julie was watching. Even got some comments from Twitch. Hey, the rare comments from Twitch. And Julie, who watched on YouTube. Thank you, YouTube watchers. And please subscribe to that channel. I totally agree on the atrium. Yes, it just falls short. I mean, that should blow you away. And this ship just never blew me away. I'd have to think about it in hindsight for this show, saying, oh, that was awesome. Oh, that was awesome. But the whole ship should have blew me away. With a new layout, new plan, forward thinking, 5 more in this class, you better make some changes in that nightclub. Big mistake on NCL. It's hard to sell what we don't know. Yes, I'm not getting into the Haven. They're investors and VIPs, like the executives or cruise planners come first, I guess. Actually, by the way, I hung out with them. It was fine. And someone says, oh my God, oh, it's a maze. Yeah, it's a ship. It's a maze. Yes, and they got fish swimming toward the front of the ship on the carpet. Yeah, they took away the fish. That's unfortunate. That is a mantra, but make sure you use that diagram on the elevator. It's small. They should make that bigger. I look at Royal Caribbean. The Royal Caribbean has a big little freeze when you walk out. It tells you exactly where you are. But this ship's hard to navigate, and that's my knock on the layout. But please contact me. Thank you for watching. As always, it goes in the recording. This is done. Please rewind it, watch from the beginning. This has been my Norwegian Prima cruise review, where I covered everything on the ship: amenities, itinerant, dinings, and staterooms. And please, as always, stay tuned for a future show on the staterooms of Norwegian Prima, the dining, and of course, the review of Great Stirrup Cay, their private island. You guys have a fantastic Thanksgiving weekend.